Hello everyone, welcome to Advanced Knowledge Systems and a warm welcome to AKS IAS Academy, which is one of the premier institutions in India, and it offers examination coaching for UPSC CSC, State Public Service Commission, SSC Combined Level Exam and CLAT examination. And about me, I'm Sandeep Bhushan Tumala, and my credentials are I have 10 years of teaching experience for civil services. I take up international relations and internal security and the in depth analysis of the Hindu newspaper. And this session is in regards to the DNA of the Hindu, that is of today's, that is 17th of February 2021. And throughout my session, I would be emphasizing on the keywords and the key phrases from the Hindu newspaper, which will be helpful for us to identify the factual, analytical, and conceptual questions which will be useful for the UPSC prelims perspective. And while you imbibe the keywords and the key phrases in your answer writing, that is for the mains examination, your answers for the mains examination would be precise and concise, and thereby you would be scoring higher marks in the mains examination. And this session at AKS IAS Academy Daily News Analysis will certainly help you to crack both prelims and mains examination for the year 2021. And before we get into the DNA of the newspaper, we would be focusing on the quote of the day. And the quote of the day says that never give up because great things take time. And whatever you have decided is a great job. And never give up so that great things take some time. And now we will get into the DNA of the newspaper, and the analysis what we would be looking at is about the sedition law. The keyword what we would be focusing is about the sedition law, and this has been observed by a Delhi court. And Delhi court, while observing the sedition law or the petition based on the sedition law, it has granted a bail to the 21-year-old laborer who was being charged on sedition. And the Delhi court has granted a bail saying that charges of sedition cannot be invoked to quieten the disquiet under the pretense of muzzling the miscreants. So it is very clear that the kind of sedition law which has been used for various reasons to make sure that the one who is trying to speak out are being silenced by the excessive use of sedition law. Thereby, a Delhi High Court has observed that this law, that is the sedition law, cannot be invoked to quieten the disquiet under the presence of muzzling, that is silencing the miscreants. So when you are disagreeing something, it is the right and duty to disagree it and then bring it to the notice. But sedition law cannot be invoked just to quieten the disquiet under the pretense of muzzling the miscreants. And this has been observed by a Delhi court. And this can be taken as the mains examination. Question for mains examination. I repeat, charges of sedition cannot be invoked to quieten the disquiet under the pretense of muzzling the miscreants. Discuss. So this can be taken or considered for mains examination. And here the youth was arrested by the police because he has posted a fake video on Facebook, and this fake video is in regards to the Delhi police on the farmers agitation. And the additional session judge, the observation made in regards to the sedition law, or which the court has granted the bail, is the sessions court. So the sessions court or the additional sessions judge Dharmendra Rana has remarked that in the absence of, that means when there is no extortion or a call or any incitement, when there is no incitement, when there is no instigation to create disorder, or when there is no disturbance of public peace by resort to violence, then the sedition law cannot be invoked against anyone. So this is a very clear remark made by the additional session judge, that whenever there is an absence of, whenever there is no presence of extortion, or no presence of incitement, or no presence of instigation to create disorder, or when there is no disturbance of public peace by resort to violence, it is very clear by the additional session judge that the sedition law cannot be invoked against anyone. So this is a very peculiar judgment given, because this sedition law is being used by various governments to quieten the disquiet, and this cannot be invoked as per the Sessions Code or Delhi Sessions Court. And the one who has been charged said in his defense that the material which, or the fake video which was on the Facebook, was innocuous. That means it was harmless and innocent in nature. And he says that because the fake video which was harmless and innocent, it is expression of emotions, and this expressions of emotions was against the government policies. That means he has disagreed the government policies, and by the expression of emotions he has circulated a video on the Facebook in regards to the Delhi police on farmers agitation. And he makes it very clear, the youth who has been granted bail makes it very clear that it was an expression of emotions against the government policy, or he has disagreed the government policies, and thereby he has sent, or he has circulated the video of the Delhi police on the farmers agitation. And he makes it very clear that the material or the video was innocuous, that was, it was harmless and innocent in nature, and thereby it doesn't fall. And the session judge also makes it very clear, there is no kind of extortion or incitement or instigation or disturbance of public peace. So thereby the sedition law cannot be invoked against the youth or the 21-year-old laborer, that is Swarup Ram, on the charges of sedition. Here the keyword what you need to focus is sedition law, or the charges of sedition law. And expression of emotions. Expressions of emotions. And there is another news which talks about the history or art and culture we will be focusing. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi, while laying the foundation stone for Maharaja Suheldev Memorial and Development Work at Chithaura Lake in Bharuch of Uttar Pradesh state on the 1012 birth anniversary, he has spoken saying that the country is rectifying the mistakes, injustice and tampering that was committed against few individuals who have created history. And this has been made on the 1012th birth anniversary of Maharaja Suheldev, and a foundation stone has been laid of Maharaja Suheldev Memorial and Development Work at Chithaura Lake in Bharuch of Uttar Pradesh. And he said that the Maharaja Suheldev is very popular as a caste icon, and is popular, and there is kind of trying to have a competition for his legacy, that is Maharaja Suheldev, and there is a competition for his legacy to be imbibed into two castes, that is within or with Rajbars and Parsis. And he is a popular caste icon amongst the OBCs, that is Rajbars and Parsis, who are the second largest Dalit caste in Uttar Pradesh. And thereby there is an historic existence of Maharaja Suheldev, and Maharaja Suheldev's valor and courage have found, or it is prevalence from the places from Awadh to Terai regions and also in the Purvanchal, because he was always found with folklores and he was in the people's heart. Thereby, the valor and courage of Maharaja Suheldev is present in the places from Awadh to Terai region and also in the Purvanchal. And Suheldev was very sensitive and development oriented ruler. And these were the statements made by our Prime Minister Narendra Modi while he was laying the foundation stone of Maharaja Suheldev Memorial and Development Work on his 1012 birth anniversary, and making it very clear that the country was rectifying the mistakes, injustice and tampering which was committed against the one who have created history, and one amongst them is Maharaja Suheldev. And this is as per the history, art and culture. You can consider this as a perspective question for preliminary examination, and the image is of Maharaja Suheldev. And there is another news which talks about a new virus variant, and the health ministry have made it very clear that there are 4 cases of a new variant, that is South Africa variant, and 1 case of Brazil variant, which has been detected in India. And as per the details given by the Director General of ICMR, Balram Bhargava, he says that the South African variant of SARS-CoV-2 has been spread over 44 countries and it has entered India. Please do understand, the new variant, earlier we were talking about the UK variant, that is UK variant of SARS-CoV-2, but now the ICMR Director General has made it very clear, giving a more in-depth details about the South African variant of SARS-CoV-2, which is spreaded over 44 countries, has entered India, and this is a cause of concern. And the strain which has been entered into India has been detected by 4 returnees who have been back to India from Angola, from Tanzania and from South Africa, 2 of them. And these are the 4 cases of the South African variant which has been detected in India. And talking about the UK strain or UK variant, and this UK variant has been emerged since September 2020. Please look at it. We are trying to get into the mode of the prelims perspective of UPSC, wherein different variants of SARS-CoV-2. Once the SARS-CoV-2 pandemic has struck the entire world in the month of, or when it has originated in Wuhan on December 31st, 2019, and the entire 2020 has been spread over across the globe in regards to SARS-CoV-2, and there was a detection of, or they have been detected a new variant in UK that is called as UK strain, and it was emerged or it has been detected in the month of September 2020, and the UK variant has spread over 86 countries till now. And in regards to India, India has 187 cases of UK variant. Please do understand, India has 187 cases of UK variant, but when we compare it with the South African variant, we have 4 cases, and in regards to the Brazil variant, we have 1 cases. So we have certainly looked at the different or the new mutation which is happening in this SARS-CoV-2 virus, which has been spreaded across the globe, and the mutation is happening, and new variants or new strains of SARS-CoV-2 virus are being detected, and few amongst them is the UK strain, South African variant or South African strain, and the Brazil variant. And this is a cause of concern for the entire researchers and the scientists across the globe, because as they are coming up with the various vaccines which have been administered as part of the phase 3 clinical trials across the globe, now it is a cause of concern whether the vaccine would be having the same kind of effect to the new variant, that is the UK, South African and Brazil variants of SARS-CoV-2 virus. So this can be focused from health perspective, that is in regards to the SARS-CoV-2 new variants which are mutating or which have been mutating and then really causing a concern to the lives and the livelihood of the entire globe or humans. And there is another news which talks about the safety systems at airports. This is the keyword, and this has been in news almost 6-7 months back in the year 2020, and now the Supreme Court is seeking the union governments or the central government's response for the safety systems which are installed at airports across India. And the Supreme Court, that is the Chief Justice of India, Shirete Bobde, while he was hearing the case or the petition in regards to the tragedy of an air crash, and the petitioner has been alleging that there was an deliberate omission. Please do understand the keyword here. The petitioner is alleging that there was an deliberate omission on the part of the Ministry of Civil Aviation and the Director General of Civil Aviation. Both together, they have been deliberately omitting that which was given a kind of caution to install a fail safe system which would stop an aircraft from overshooting the runways, which are a vulnerable airports like the tabletop airports in Mangaluru and Kozhikode. So here the main intention of the petitioner filing a petition and alleging is that on Ministry of Civil Aviation and the Director General of Civil Aviation, which they have deliberately omitted to install the system called as face safe system, so that the aircrafts can be stopped from overshooting or falling into the gorge from the runways, which are a vulnerable airports or the tabletop airports in Mangalore and Kozhikode and other airports in India, which are called as the tabletop airports. And the petitioner, that is the writ petition which was filed by the petitioner, is the Delhi resident called as Rajan Mehta, and in his petition he has sought the installation of an system called as Engineered Material Arresting System, that is EMAS. So while he is seeking the installation of EMAS, and this can be installed at a risk airports which are across the country, and especially the airports which are called as tabletop airports in Kozhikode and Mangalore. And he has filed a petition or a writ petition because he said that if there was an installation of EMAS, that is Engineered Material Arresting System, if it could have been installed, then there could be a possibility that the tragic incident which the entire country has experienced, that is the Mangalore air crash of 2010 and the Kozhikode air crash in 2020, could have been averted, could have been stopped. This is what the petitioner has filed, that there was a deliberate omission by the Ministry of Civil Aviation and the Director General of Civil Aviation to install the safety arresting system onto the risk airports, especially at the tabletop airports. And the existence of the engineered material arresting systems has been brought or else it was introduced and it was brought to the notice or the knowledge of the Airport Authority of India and to its respondents, that is the Civil Aviation Ministry and the Director General of Civil Aviation, way back in the year 2008, but they haven't installed the EMAS, that is Engineered Material Arresting System, to stop the aircrafts falling into the gorge from the tabletop airports, so that they can avert any kind of tragic air crash, especially in Mangalore and in Kozhikode, and thereby now when the petitioner has filed a writ petition, the Supreme Court in turn has now wanted the central government to come up with the response. It's asking the center for response for the safety systems at airports. So this is the tabletop. This image is the tabletop which is on a mountain, and then if there is any kind of problem then or any kind of error, there could be a possibility that the aircraft which is landing on the tabletop airports, there is a possibility that it can fall into the gorge. And there is another news which talks about the GDP, and here the GDP is being now focused by the economist at the Wall Street brokerage called as Bank of America Securities, BOFA. BOFA is Bank of America Securities, have made it very clear that India's GDP for the third quarter is at 1% contraction, that is in negative, wherein if you look at majority of them have viewed that there is a rebound or resurge in the growth numbers from December quarter or from the second quarter, but the Bank of America Securities have forecasted India's GDP for the third quarter to be -1, that is 1% contraction. When you look at on an average, economists of all the rating agencies and the brokerages have forecasted that there would be 0.4 to 0.7% of positive growth. But if you look at the Bank of America Securities have forecasted 1% contraction, -1% of, that is in negative, of the India's GDP. But many economists and rating agents, many economists of the rating agencies and brokerages have forecasted India's GDP in the third quarter as 0.4 to 0.1%, that is in positive growth. And we have seen India's GDP which has recorded 23.9% of negative, contracted -23.9% in the first quarter of 2021, and in the second quarter we have seen -7.5%. And if you look at this, there is a positive trend by many of the or the majority of the rating agencies and the brokerages that India will have, or India's GDP will have in a positive growth, that is 0.4 to 0.7%. But Bank of America has forecasted negative -1% contraction for India's GDP for the third quarter. And as per Bank of America Securities, the credit growth has slipped to 5.6% in the late January from 6.2% from January 1st. So if you look at from the first week of January, wherein it was the credit growth was better with 6.2%, but it has fallen down, it has slipped to 5.6% in the last week of January 2021. So this credit growth which has slipped shows, or it is sending a message that economy or India's economy is still weak. The keyword what we need to focus here is the credit growth. And India's GDP, Bank of America Securities and their various rating agencies and brokerage, which it has forecasted that the India's GDP would be 0.4 to 0.7% in a positive growth. And just for a better information, first quarter of 2020 to 2021, India has recorded a contraction of contraction of 23.9%, and in the second quarter it was 7.5% negative, and in the third quarter many of them expect that it is 0.4 to 0.7 positive growth, but Bank of America says that in third quarter it will be -1 contraction. So this is a clear view of analyzing that what is the India's growth or GDP in the COVID-19 pandemic situation and the global lockdown, how it has impacted the global economy, in turn India's GDP. And I hope this session was informative, knowledgeable, and also useful, very effective for mains as well as prelims perspective of UPSC. So I would say a very big thank you and a good luck to you all. Do maintain consistency, stick to your schedule, and take care of your physical health and mental health. And do not forget to like the video, share the video, and subscribe the AKS IAS Academy English Medium YouTube channel, and also have access to the website and Telegram link of AKS IAS Academy, that is Advanced Knowledge System. And then see you again with DNA, that is Daily News Analysis, tomorrow. And then till then, thank you, goodbye, and then take care.